Thanks for checking this out. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you may be taking a look at all this. I am Scott Morrison. I am the one-man show, if you will, behind Bones Broadcasting. I've recently created that Facebook page in order to, like I posted, just create some space other than my own personal page to maybe I see other famous broadcasters doing and things that I like hearing and stuff like that. So anyway, you're probably looking at the screen. You're probably like, we've got video games. Is he going to seriously broadcast live video games? And yes, in a way. Let me tell you, as somebody that's only had the opportunity to do high school sports at the moment, school's not in session in the summer, and I don't really have an opportunity to continue practicing my skills. So, people are coming up to me all the time on the street during the summer like, Scotty, how do you do it? I mean, like, how do you keep going? How do you find a way to keep doing it and practicing your craft when you don't have an opportunity? Well, let me tell you, I've taken to the PlayStation 4 here. As you can see, I've got MLB The Show on the screen. I've also got Madden on deck, if you will. I've also, underneath that, I've got NBA 2K. And finally, NHL. I'm going to try and do my best with all those, maybe to entertain you guys with some broadcasts. So I'm a little afraid to admit this, but I've actually tried doing some serious broadcasts of video games here in the summer since it started. And it was cool to start, but I'll be honest, it's pretty boring, as you can imagine, trying to do a serious broadcast of a video game that you are not participating in. So anyway, I've created a three-headed monster, a little triple threat, a big three, a transcendental trio of voices here to hopefully entertain you guys as well as myself while doing these video games. So if you like it, share it. If you don't, whatever, doesn't bother me. Anyway, let's get right down to it. I'll introduce my voices for you, or my characters. First, we'll start with our play-by-play host, Mr. Jet Allred, and then we'll kick it over to the color commentator, Gene Shorts. I'm Gene Shorts, and I'm here to talk a little baseball with you guys. And then we're gonna send it down to our sideline field reporter, Bobby Jones, the Mr. BJ himself. I'm Bobby Jones. We got a real nice view of the field from right here. It looks real green. That dirt looks real nice. Should be a lot of fun for these ball players. So anyway, those are my characters. I practiced them a little bit, not a whole lot. Obviously, I will try and continue to practice them, and those will be my dudes. That'll be bringing you the video game action here on the screen. So I'll go ahead and do my little pregame preview, just so you guys know. This this game was actually played today. It was played earlier this evening. Unfortunately, the Mets won 2-1. But I've got the exact same lineups. I've got stats. I've got all that stuff. I should say all my stats and information are provided by ESPN and their affiliates. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble. But yeah, let's go ahead and as it's the second game of this 3-game series between the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. And before we get to the preview of tonight's matchup, let me go ahead and kick it over to my co-pilot here in the press box, Mr. Gene Shorts. Gene, how you doing today? Well, I'm doing mighty fine. Thanks for having me up here with you, Jet. It's a pleasure to be here. Let's go ahead and get right down to it, taking a look at last night's game, the first game of the series. Cubbies went on to snag a 5-1 victory over the Metropolitans. Big reason why was that dominant performance by none other than John Lester on the mound. He was on fire last night, pitched 7 2/3 innings, had that fastball and cutter working real nice for him. Late in the ball game, was able to get that sweep and curve. Lefties were chasing, righties couldn't touch it. It was pretty phenomenal. He only gave a 1 earned run on the home run. And speaking of home runs, let's talk about Anthony Rizzo, huh? Oh man, look at that big hulking body on him. He looks like he could do some one-arm pull-ups in the gym, you know what I'm saying? And take you to the third inning of last night's game, facing Steven Matz. A ding-dong to runner. And that put the game away. That was all the Cubbies needed in that 5-1 win. Well, anyway, let's get to some injury updates down on the field. Take you to our sideline reporter. What do you say, BJ? Well, guys, thanks for sending it to me. Let me tell you, I've got a real nice view of the field from here. This grass is looking real green. These white lines are looking real white. And I'm right next to this Cubs dugout, and I'll say, man, these guys are just having a blast. Really enjoying themselves. I wish I could just jump in and join them. Well, anyway, let's get to some injuries here. Speaking of those Cubs, they got a pair of outfielders with a couple of hamstrings that aren't doing them too good. Dexter Fowler's got a right hamstring. Jorge Soler's got a left hamstring. If they could find a way to maybe take one of those hamstrings and put them on the other body, take a hamstring of the other guy, put them on his body, I think they'd have one healthy ball player to put into the lineup, but I don't think they've found a way to scientifically do that yet. So anyway, we'll get over to the Mets. Matt Harvey, if you haven't heard, he had some season-ending surgery to his shoulder. I can't even say this word. Thoracic outlet surgery. I'm no neurosurgeon or doctor for that matter, but I think that's when Thor comes down and swings an axe to your shoulder, something like that. Doesn't sound very good. Well, but anyway, that's all I got down here. I'll send it back up to you guys in the booth. Jet. Oh, okay. Thanks, BJ. We're gonna go ahead and follow those developments, and we're gonna take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be, Jet. There's no commercial. There's no timeouts in baseball. They don't have timeouts in baseball, Jet. We'll be right back after these messages.